Hello, everybody. 1 second. She still has her sound on. We're going to be doing Arty Fun. It's Tuesday. Tweaking things. Whatnot.
Whatnot?
Whatnot.
Oh, look at my dirty elbow there.
That's, that's what people were really...
Remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Otherwise, we do not know that you are here. We like to know that you are here because we are an arty-friendly bunch of folks.
For the most part.
For the most part. Not every day, but, we do our best. Yeah. All right. So, yes, do say hello in the chat. Give the thumbsy upsies. That's that thing right down there. If you're feeling extra gracious and giving, like you want to share, you can share the stream with a friend. Or just, to yourself, or send an email, or, share it with one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. They don't deduct points for, if you were already there, or, that sort of thing. I don't think they do. We aren't there yet.
One does not know.
One does not fully know these things. All right, so P's going to do her funky book, but let's say hello to everybody. Boopity-doop, boop, boop, boop. Participants. We've got Sue. She's a Seminole one. Acme's here. And Apome, that is April. Becky, Betsy, Kathy, Carrie, Colleen, Cookie Wookie, that's Mo. Cynthia, Eddie, Elizabeth, Ellen, Estella, Ever After, Handy Scandy, that's Nancy. Jackie's here. Jeanette, aka Janette. Jenny. Jim. Hey, Jim. It's been a little bit. I hope you were doing well. Joanne. Jenny just popped in there. That's Jenny Roberts. Because we got Jenny J and Jenny Roberts. Lizette. Lizzie Jean. Marguerite. Michelle with 1L. Panka. Ricky Normeyer. Sandy Franklin. Steph. SWL. That is Sherry. The Ginger Cat Lady. Oh, please remind me. Did I write your name down? Ginger Cat Lady? No, but I'm going to. I cannot remember, and I do apologize for that. And then Tutu Hale, that is Tammy. And give me extra pinky hello hands if I missed you, like Alice did. Hello, Alice. Let's see, I'm looking. Pam. Okay. Writing it down and then I remember. Typically. Not always.
Yeah, I leave myself notes.
Yeah, we talked about your notes the other day. And that is Pam. All right, Patricia.
Yo.
Shall I go top side there? Do I need to say anything? Let's see here. Swap partners have been posted. I mean, that was 2 days ago. If y'all aren't on that, I don't know. That's over Makers. That's Makers Mixed Media Art and Arts Facebook group. That is our Facebook group. There's swaps. 2 different swaps. It's color combo. I took care of mine at the beginning of the month. I mean, almost like spot on beginning of the month. That's put on by Carrie and Paula. That's Carrie the Crafter. He's here. Hey, Carrie.
Okay, I'm kind of ready.
Kind of ready?
I want to talk about some stuff.
Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready.
Well, I don't know. Nothing like that.
You're not that ready.
Jolly ho-ho ready.
Okay.
No.
Let us know.
Okay, are we?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Hold on.
Okay.
Simmer down, lady. Okay. You're there.
Okay, so I'm just kind of, messing about with the charcoal. So I had this other idea, which it was kind of a, okay.
A man, okay?
Okay, so basically what I did, and you can see here, is I put down this piece of paper and then I used my,
all right, let's rewind a little bit, because it's been a few days since we did charcoal or talked about charcoal.
Well, I'm going to show you some more charcoal-y things today. Different ways of doing it.
Okay.
So I did this off of a rubbing, or a...
Hi, Jerry.
One of these things. Okay, you see it here.
Hey, Colleen.
These are the impression plates. And I just happened to find these in with, well, what you call these things? Crop dusting circles or something like that.
They're crop dusting circles? It's because we're here in Texas and things get crop dusted.
Yeah. And
actually, farmland of any sort.
I like this one a lot. You can tell I've used it. It didn't work very well. But I did come up with a thing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That really worked. And this just happened to be...
Hey, Mamie. Hey,
I mean,
Linda.
It's not really like a legit... It's just a clean off.
Right.
So, but it did work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it did work. Okay, so that's kind of, where this was going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't want to.
We got a good chuckle out of that print the other day.
I do not want to talk about that stuff right at this moment in time.
Okay.
But I will, because I've got other things that are
too soon.
Well, I just want to take care of the charcoal frottage first.
Yes, charcoal frottage.
And these are the pieces that I use to get down on the plate, and you can see varying degrees of success there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi, Rosemary.
Not the best in the world, but what I did discover in the process of, see if I can get one over here. I don't want that one quite yet. I should number these dudes so that I can.
You should. I need to post some of the charcoal business.
Really,
I have those two.
You kind of do.
Well, I did those 2 shorts the other day, but I haven't posted them.
Okay, that's something I want to talk
I don't know what I've been doing. I've just not been feeling, it's just like you get things done, but you don't really know what you're getting done, and it doesn't feel like, I don't know. I blame planetary alignment.
I don't know what happened to that booger that I had.
Hello, Monroe. Good to see you.
Okay, here we go. All right, so I'll put that away for just a sec. Here we go with this jobber. And this is where I discovered this. So I directly put this thing down on the plate.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah. And
then I went over it with the stick charcoal. Not the stick, the block charcoal.
Oh, while it was on the plate.
While it was on the plate.
That was a bold move.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm a bold mover. From the
Not bold. She doesn't move boulders. She'll take them home if she can, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Boulders are hard.
Yeah. So, basically what I did.
On fire today.
Is I rubbed it on here, okay? I put this down and then I rubbed the charcoal over the top of it right on the plate. But see where the charcoal and that stick charcoal will come off onto the plate.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Where's my... There you go.
Oh, like you actually like...
I just put the stick down there.
Well, and see...
So you can see.
Carrie was asked about that one time.
Well, now I did not. I did it with the vine charcoal, and it didn't work.
But this charcoal,
not and a really super sticky plate. Remember, this is one of those.
This is a super grabber.
This is a grabber. See? Yeah, that's a grabber. Okay. Well, we'll talk more about that later. That's just was kind of a funny little thing that I did. Okay, so. And look at this marvelous brayer off over here. Isn't this fabulous?
Hello, Carla.
So I used quinacridone nickel azo gold to do this with. And for the most part, I mean, it's not. Then what I did is I put down the stencil here, the mask here, and then rubbed it off.
And hello.
And that's the charcoal part that came off. Yes. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, Mercury in retrograde. It could be. I'm telling you. I know some people don't believe in that stuff, but there's something in the air. It's just something.
The ions.
That.
Okay. Now, are people talking about this? I want to know.
Oh, okay. Y'all
need to focus here. I need you to focus.
It was my fault.
Don't be going off on some kind of
planetary
food tangent or something. I need you to pay attention.
Planets, right?
Yeah.
Moons and...
Well, Yeah.
how I'm feeling in the world today, Patricia.
Well, you can just put that on hold and talk about it later, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Y'all be sure to give some love about the charcoal business and that you understood what was happening. But you're going to be showing that, right? You're going to do one, right?
Well, I don't know.
We want to do. Y'all want one? I want to see it done. I don't believe her.
Okay, I don't want to cover that up because I want to talk about that too. So maybe I'll just talk about that right now. This is not a terribly well planned. I'm just going to show you a bunch of stuff and you can just, I don't know, look at it or talk about it. I don't care.
Ooh and awe at it. She's kind of pissy too, if you didn't notice.
Well,
I think the planets are affecting her.
Can you see?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. That'll make you. That'll put you in a bad mood.
Pissy. Because it was such a mighty fine situation here.
And then it wasn't.
Until I started,
you know what,
peeling it off in pieces.
You know what it looks like? It kind of looks like, when the birch, like the birch peels and stuff. So maybe you could kind of.
But it looked so fantastic. And then this just came off in pieces like this. But I kept these because I think that they will be nice little things to add. I don't know. Whatever. So I'll put that over here in this pile of crap.
All right, we're getting yes from Betsy. Hello, Betsy. She's on board with. She wants some charcoal business. Lizette would like some charcoal business. Linda loves the charcoal information. See, they're paying attention.
Okay, so this is also charcoal information.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
This is a good one.
And it started out as kind of one where we were like, I don't know about that.
I didn't have like a really good feeling and gut feeling about this when I was looking at it on the plate when I turned it over. But amazingly,
Byron,
the stuff came off. Now that was my main concern because the pool coat was a little weak.
Okay.
Remember? I was trying to, I don't know, save paint or whatever. And then this is done with one of those Inktense pencils, and I just dabbled some water on it. And then I went ahead and it was on the same plate at this time as this thing. And I think that's part of the problem is I didn't wait for it to dry. I pulled it when it was like dampy.
Dampy.
That isn't good.
No, dampy.
Dampy is not good. You need to exert extreme patience and wait for the suckers to dry. Otherwise, this is what you end up with. And, like I said, it's not horrible because it will make for some interesting collages.
Yeah, she said, and hello, Mary Helen. She says that it is exquisite, beautiful results, possible collaging material, and inspiration. Book so many possibilities.
That is exactly how you have to look at that kind of thing.
Look at us turning this frown upside down.
And that brayer off that I showed you earlier resulted in some of this kind of, because this was the indigo pencil, kind of came off on the plate and mucked up the quinacridone nickel azo gold. And, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, that's a bunch of stuff right there.
Hello, Holly.
Got that out of the way. Now I just need to shove this somewhere. I might need to bring it back. Is why I'm... Okay, so this was the lovely brayer off.
Lizzie Jean would like you to know that she has learned a lot from you as far as letting things dry.
Well, I needed to follow my own advice there, obviously. I don't do that. Okay, I want to show you this really quick because this is what I was talking about.
Can I tell you one thing?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a strawberry moon. See, it's a full moon. That's why everybody's all nutty.
Statistically, that isn't true.
I know. But, we got to put it on something.
Everybody's always saying that kind of stuff, but it doesn't necessarily. I love this.
I feel like the energy in this house has been a little extra charged.
Wobbly.
Yeah, Brad has said that I've been a little heightened the last couple days.
Okay, so this came, is it okay if I say, yeah. Shelly Teranoff,
Well, I don't know if she wanted everybody to know.
aka
Yeah,
Tegan.
If y'all send us
Made
things,
this.
you can need to say, I don't want to say, but yeah. Hey, Tegan.
And you'll have to forgive me if I start swiping at things, because I still have
floaters. And we still have gnats.
Floating, and we do have gnats too. And I ate a banana, but I put my peeling over there hoping it would draw them away from them. They seem to like the yellow paint over here.
You mentioned that in that one other stream too.
Globbed onto my yellow paint.
They really like the yellow.
As a banana, orange, I don't know.
It's a banana.
But anyway,
banana.
I really honestly want
banana.
to learn how to do this. So Mariah's going to find me the info.
I have many of y'all lovely, lovely people. I've gotten emails. I have gotten text messages.
I just want to know how to do this one. I don't want to know how to build.
I have videos for you.
Good. And I
think C Lemon is the best person.
Who is?
Remember her? We watched her a long time ago, and then I think she kind of took a break, or she turned into more bloggy. Like she got sick of just making books. After a while,
I know how many books can you make?
Yeah.
And especially, if you're just making blank books.
And she's, you get to a point where you really honed your craft, and
Tegan, I thank you, because I am going to change this into a masterpiece. And I'm going to work on the cover.
Hopefully that's okay. Let her know.
I don't, the cover doesn't do anything for me other than the stitchery. And the stitchery will not be covered. The stitchery is exquisite. I will work around every single little hole here.
Tegan, I apologize for her. Sometimes she does not think about things she says before she says them.
What? Well, she gave me a blank book, so I'm assuming
I know, but maybe she thought it was cute, and I thought it was very cute.
Well, I think it's cute too, but it's just not. I'll tell you what. This isn't. Look at the.
There's some, definitely. Chipboard. That's.
And I mean, there's a good start here. Look there's my favorite color, green. I mean, this was just meant to be.
I agree with that ever after, 100%.
What is it?
Statistically speaking, it is not proven. However, there is a lot of moon lore that collectively impacts the way we interpret our behavior and that of others. See?
Okay. Yeah. All right.
That's why I make it. That's why I believe that it is true.
And you know what I like?
Because other people be acting crazy.
The most of all, it isn't exactly measured out. And I'm going to show you some more exactly not measured out business here. So y'all know I was very much influenced by Carrie's business. Okay? I really wanted to use this. I just never did. I didn't get there. What I wanted to do is I wanted to try dusting some of that stick charcoal, the big stick, on here. And see if I can get a...
Oh, Lizette has a haiku for us.
Oh.
Crystals sing, freed from Mother Rock Strawberry Moon. There you go. See? I love y'all.
All right. So, anyway, Carrie made these, what did he call them? Borders?
I think so, Alice.
I don't know what he named them.
Border strips.
Border strips.
I think that's... Carrie, please confirm.
Yeah, I ate a banana and drank some kombucha. And it's kind of a lethal combo there. Okay, so...
Arty trims. Oh, see, of course.
Arty trims.
That's a much more posh way of saying it.
Yes, okay.
We just like to call things strips.
Now, I ripped this apart down here, and I was sure I was matching it up, but...
yeah, you did. Yeah,
something happened there. But it doesn't look bad, and it matches up to the print.
Right.
I just don't know...
Yeah.
From whence... Yeah, it came. And then they have this little strip here, which I think is sort of interesting. But, yeah. And then these, I used this, just made, a little row of pearls. And this one, I just did some things on the back and then drew along and just hit hither and yon.
Yeah.
And then here is this one, which you can see where I did put down the little thing, and mostly, for the most part, did and then did it on the edge over here, and chomp, chomp, chomp.
Chomp, chomp,
And
chomp.
then this one was like alternating sides. I thought that was interesting. So I've got those, and look, here's a little piece. Oh, that's just sticking out down there. Okay, I don't need that right now. But I wanted to show you these. And I did keep the little pieces here because I thought, well, that would be cool, you know, to glue on to that page someplace else to kind of repeat the design, not necessarily, you know, the whole idea. But yeah.
Good call.
Okay. Yeah.
Save your trim trims.
Trim them equally. Okay, well, because it's Pride Month, I really wanted to do something that kind of, you know, look at.
I bought her a shirt. I got one.
I got one of the. We are all human. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think some people were born sub, but you know, we're not gonna go along that. Now, also, I wanted to talk about this because I went around and notched
that's the
negative stuff. Yeah.
You need to stop with
from
that.
the moon.
Yeah, you need to stop that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we can all
just bring it around.
Blow smoke up at each other.
Would you just be lovey? You can be lovey.
I'm not feeling it.
She's not really feeling the love.
No.
Her energy is strong.
Yeah. And okay, so I notched them out. And I thought, well, if this is too wide and I don't want it this wide, I think what I will do to change that is just come in and go along here and follow the little rock shapes, and I probably should go that side and kind of keep it, you know, sort of even.
Yeah, she colored it. Yeah, this is her and her pencil work.
This is the, and you can see
hold it up into the technology a little more so they can.
This one here, I had to do a bit of a back patch because I got a little vigorous with my wet coloring. So
somebody just came in on that would be a little awkward. But
so basically, what it is I just started out just making some scribbles, and then I decided to come in and do some. And I tried to pull the color around so that, you know, it's balanced and it leads your eye around. And the lime green, I think, is pretty equally distributed. But I think I used every single color. Just overlap some of them and whatnot. And before I put this down, I think I'd like to go over it with a gloss.
Yeah, because it'll bump it up.
Bump that color up.
And what it'll do is it'll really add some depth to it, which will be cool. It'll emphasize the rockiness of it in a way that, you know, right now.
Yes, it'll look like you licked your rock.
You and know, she loves to lick a rock. Licker. She's a rock.
I believe in rock licking. Okay, so that's one of the things that I've been doing and thinking about for the book. And, you know, I think these kind of things that add another element of, I don't know.
Hello, Celia.
Mixed media, another. Yeah. I think that always makes it more interesting. And I think if you look at all of the books that we have made, I think that little extra bit of something put in there.
Flair.
There you go. Flair.
This is art flair.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope I don't lose these.
Okay. Yeah, I hope so. I'm watching you. Okay. Where are you putting them?
Just right there. But see, that's what happens.
And then it gets.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Okay. I think that belongs over here. I don't know. Okay. There. All righty. Now the next one.
Becky wrote a song about licking rocks.
Oh, yeah?
I need to send that to P.
Yeah. Okay. Bringing back.
And hello.
Runes again.
Hey, Diane.
Okay, this is all charcoal cleanup.
Charcoal cleanup? That looks great.
Doesn't it?
It's kind of like a softer version of carborundum or you know, micaceous me.
Well, I did put one down and I don't know where it went. I did pull it one with the micaceous. Just can't find it right now. Oh, this is pulled with. This has micaceous on. Okay, so basically did the same thing that I did with the other.
To declare.
Okay, that's just another form of put the stencil down. And it works really well because it stays in place on these really super sticky plates that really irritate the dog do out of me, but they really are
they got
wonderful for some things. And I've got lots of, because I did clean this stencil.
Yeah, any of this charcoaly, fluffy, you know, anything that's powdery.
Now look at that.
Yeah, they work well.
I mean, you cannot get this effect with paint. It's just not possible.
With that kind of furry, fluffy edge of it.
And how it picks up the charcoal and blends in with the paint. I mean, you know, I think that's some pretty special stuff there.
I need to send you a link that Sonia sent me. It's kind of a, especially after talking about this, that might be the overlap, Sonia. But I need to send you the video so you understand what the heck it is that I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, I think this might have another pickup on it.
It could.
I really honestly do.
Let's find out. Dun, dun.
We will, but I've got to show you this one, this next one. Because what this one is this is the flop off, the backside from me doing all of the charcoal work on this side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then this came about when I was washing off all of the charcoal on this.
Mary Helen, I think she's going to do some of this. Yeah, people are very interested in what you got going on here.
They are.
But I like that you showed the thing first, because then that says, hey.
Yeah, let me pull this off.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead. And I think that this one's probably, the other one cleaned off pretty clean. It didn't leave, it left a bit of a ghosty.
So a couple streams back, I can't remember. I mean, it was last week. It was either Tuesday or Thursday of last week, I believe, right? With the charcoal business.
Yes.
And I even named the stream that, so it should be fairly easy to find. That isn't always the case. I do my best, y'all. We do a lot of things.
This is done. This is a charcoal.
Right. But that one was, she drew onto the Carnival wet string tissue, transferred from the tissue to the plate, then did the paint, and then pulled like normal kind of gel print pull.
Look at all the finger marks on that.
What she's showing now are ones that she basically put the stencil down and did frottage directly on, like from or on top of. It really isn't frottage, because frottage, you get a rubbing from it. This is really about capturing.
Well, no, now some of these others that I did were where I the first batch that I showed you, those were frottage. I did those
directly onto the stencil.
From the stencil was underneath, and I put the thing in and did a rubbing. I
mean, there's rubbing involved. It's just, you know, was there? See, to me, like.
All right, just a minute.
Good gosh, that thing is sticky.
I'm worn out.
Did you see that? Like,
I don't know if somebody can tell me something to put on this to make it less sticky. But you know, one of the reasons I think it's working really well for this particular technique is because it is so dad blasted sticky.
Right.
Okay, so here's what I did. All right, just ignore that.
Okay.
I don't know that it's going to be that big of a deal anyway. So I put down the
excuse me,
stencil. Then I took the chunk charcoal.
Chunk.
And I went ahead and
oh, everybody wants to hear Becky's thing.
Oh, and look, I've got a little rip here.
That's okay. Just cut it off.
Cut it off. It's right
Sometimes it's a little snip snip. Hello, Ricky.
Okay, so you can see what's happening here. Where I hit it on the outside there, it picks,
Oh, man.
it's going on to.
Yeah. Lizette says sticky stays sticky. She has tried lots of things.
Oh, she have some of these?
Yes, she does.
Extra sticky.
Extra sticky plates. I think it's just like over time, and then especially like if they, because these are some of the older plates for sure. And being in the window.
Certainly could have something to do with it. Nice little clinky sound here with my bracelets today. It's my...
Oh, Carrie wants to see if this also works as well, or what the difference is if it's a less sticky plate. Even if you had like one of your little ones, just test it out.
Oh, I've got some more back here.
She's got some more. Oh, well, thank you, Dawn. Thank you. She gave us a super chat. And a little wavy yellow lemon dude.
Thank you. Okay.
She's saying, don't be so sour. She didn't say that, but that was me telling you. No, don't get mad at me.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. Just don't want you yelling at people.
It's hard to get down into those little tiny, but I mean, it even is with paint.
Yeah.
You know, those little bitty.
Yes.
Itty bitty little.
Itty bitties.
You almost have to take your point and point it right down in there. That little orifices.
Hi, Robin. What is that for? For Grace? That's Dawn. She's giving us more money. So I don't, girl. Thank you.
What you doing? What you doing?
Very much appreciate it. Super sweet.
Okay, now before you rip up your stencil,
and
in this case you don't rip it up, you tug it up.
Tug. Ooh, look at that. Looks cool.
Doesn't it?
Well, you need to kind of hold that up and get your thumbs out of the way, and then I can screenshot that one, because that's definitely not reproducible necessarily.
All right, so nice. You can see. All right, I'm looking at some blank places there. It's mostly where those little itty bitty things are. So I just need to come in and hit those one more time and really work that down in there. And sometimes you just have to do it.
We use mineral oil, but yeah, same thing.
With your finger, because it's just not doing it. You need something a little, your finger is squishy.
Yeah.
Everybody got that?
Girl, we were just talking about that.
Talking about what?
See, Dawn, she's having kind of a poopy day too. And she says people are so mean. But we are not mean.
Well, I am.
Depends.
Sometimes.
She sometimes is. I try to get her to act right. But I'm telling you, something in the air. It's the barometric pressures, but also the full moon. And the unplanetary alignment.
All right. So you might want to go ahead and clean your fingers up.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to be getting that everywhere.
It's already all over the back of everything. Look at all of these things.
You're leaving evidence.
Fingerprints. Everywhere. I just think this is so gorgeous. I just keep coming back to it. It just looks very much like a piece of wood.
It does.
That's been carved almost. And I love that, the sort of kente cloth, the type thing.
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to put some paint on that in just a second here. But first of all, I need to find my... I want to use this one.
And solar flares, 100%. Our fan wasn't working. We could blame that on the solar flares. Also, big crashes of lightning the other day. But I poked it with a stick and it started working again. Sometimes you just gotta poke it.
Okay. Now, we'll come back to this one and put some stuff on it also. But first of all, we're going to do the rubbing off. Need that underneath there.
Baby wipe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's looking pretty cool too on that side. Well, hugs to all of y'all. We just hug upon each other. Hugs and hugs. Hello, Tina. And whenever you're done with that, leave it down there. And I'll screenshot that one. I know you can't really lift that one up and keep it in its spot, but there. Wonderful. Your bracelet looks really good with that too. The other one. Yeah, see, look at that. It's where you always end up. It's just one of those, like, you know, subliminal.
Right, now, can I take it up now?
Yeah. I just need a, you know, enough of a time that I can pause.
Oh,
ooh, that one
look at that.
That one got kind of soupy. Hello, Cheryl. No worries. Oh, busy. Hello, Laura. Girl, that's why we love you too. I like the ding ding that the Coisne bracelet makes with the other bracelet. That is it's on a wavelength
Oh, that you're good with?
I'm good with.
Okay.
Just wanted you to know that.
Now, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous?
It looks really pretty.
All right. I mean, I'm getting a lot of mileage out of this little dude. And it wasn't even like a for real, because see how I've cut this edge here?
Yes.
That's where it stopped going.
Oh, because she grabbed up an IMP. Sometimes the cricket says, I'm done.
I'm going to go smoke a cigarette and drink a beer.
And sometimes it's crazy because, like, it will just freak out. And then the blade's still down and it just cuts across the thing. Those of you with crickets, I don't know. Does yours ever do that? I don't. It's just like
possessed.
It just has like a moment where it's like, and that's what it sounds like too. It's kind of freaky. Yes.
Okay. So before I used Burnt Umber Light, that's this color right here. Burnt Umber Light in Fluid Acrylic. I like it because it has a tiny bit of red to it.
Yeah, you haven't used that very much.
Well, I have, because it's
so maybe you went through a phase and now
I went through a phase. Yeah. But what I want to do is I want to use like a different earthy sort of color here. And
even Nightbot's having a little mood.
It is?
Yeah, they prompted it for color and it says, meh, I feel black. So it's
I feel black? It said I feel black?
Well, yeah, because you ask it for a color and it says, meh. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Well. Huh. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go with one of my favorites here, which is not Van Dyke Brown. I mean, I like Van Dyke Brown, but green gold. Green, gold, and black makes it really
Diane.
kind of a dirty.
We love you.
Well, as soon as I get this open, get my beer opener here. And I'm done with this. I don't know what the hell it is, what I was saving it for.
Yeah, see, and we've done all that. April so April, she Googled. But there's not a ton of information on, like, cleaning plates, just, you know, directly. I don't think there's been a lot of bloggy business about it back in the day or whatever. I don't know. But she says wash it with Dawn or Murphy's oil soap and then recondition it with the mineral oil. And
yeah,
kind of done all that, and the stick is
I don't
there.
usually I don't use soap.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying is
I use the
Murphy.
Yeah.
Or the wipe.
The wipes.
Yeah. And maybe that's what it is after a while.
Why wouldn't it do it to all of them?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? They're still working as long as I can get them off the plate.
I think it's a good workout for you.
It really honestly is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just building upper body strength.
Yeah.
Powering through.
She's powering through. Emotionally, physically.
Otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Now see, can you see what it's doing there a little bit? It's kind of smooshing the black around.
Yes, it was green gold that P just added. Good call. Thanks, Mom.
Fluid acrylic green gold.
Straight out of the bottle, nothing added, nothing.
Nothing taken away, nothing added. I don't know how to take it away, but anyway.
You know, it could happen. Look there. Oh, I love it, and it has like because it's a little
ghosty stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's going to come through. One does not know these things.
Mm-hmm. Jenny wants to know maybe are those the sticky plates, are they sticky both sides that way?
Yeah.
So it's throughout.
Yeah. It is. It is even on the like the sides.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's looking pretty darn spectacular. I am hoping
good,
it does
Cynthia.
bring up some of, pull up some of that underneath stuff. Because
Mm-hmm.
look at how cool that looks right. Let me bring it up. Look at that right there.
That looks very cool. I hope it comes up.
I know, I do too. All right, we're not going to get in a big toot to pull that because that needs to set us back.
Okay. And hello, Kim.
All right, let's see what else we've got here. Oh, here's another.
Hey, Sandy.
All right, this is something else to talk about. Okay, so I have my Derwent pencils out here, and I used the violet and tried to get it to come up. No, doesn't work at all. So I just went over it with the Vine charcoal on a really grody, dirty plate.
Yeah, and some of that's actually on the plexiglass too, so.
Yeah.
TBD. What's the print? What's not?
I don't know.
But that was very clever, and it looks like some of it transferred with it.
It did on the
because of the paint.
The purple.
Because of the paint. Because
it activated that
100%.
100%.
So there you go.
So there you go, folks. And I think those little ucky businesses with the plate there are all just a-okay. I may just leave some of those on there for future, interest. I don't think I want to clean them off.
So it didn't transfer to
It didn't transfer any of the little, well, I don't know. You can just see very faint ones there.
Yeah.
I would like that to happen a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there we go. Got that. And you can see, and what I don't understand is why it's going this way. Did I turn it around? I had to have. I might have turned it around because I like this orientation better as far as the mucky muck was concerned, but it already left that little tracery thing there. And it could also be from the brayer.
Maybe. Well, yes, because it is kind of weird.
Could be from the brayer. Wetting because it doesn't, when it's dry, it's inert.
Right.
It requires water for something to, activate and make it happen.
Yeah, there's a word for that. And resublimate. Is that right?
I don't know. Okay, here's some more of the charcoal rubbing. Okay, so it was the charcoal rubbing onto paper and then transferred onto.
I love that, Sonia. Sonia says, "Look at you discovering chemical art by mechanical means." That's such a great way to put that. I love it.
Looky there. Nice little bookmarky.
Oh, yes.
Shape. With some of it still left on. You can see that I cleaned the plate because see how oily it, pardon me, is out there on the side. That banana is just keeps coming up. All right, I don't know. This is just what I pulled over here. All right, you can see what I'm talking about here. It's just a sticky on the other side.
Hello, Miriam. Miriam from Madrid.
Oh, she's not from. She's in.
She's in.
Mostly been seeing her in swimming pools.
That's what they said. Show us Spain. I think she's just been swimming and hanging out. Sometimes
Sometimes a vacation is a vacation if you just,
Sometimes you need a vacation after the vacation because you've been out and about and done so much.
Feeling that San Antonio thing is going to be that
I know.
kind of vacation.
I've been prepping my mind for it. Maybe that's the other thing that I'm starting to get a little stressed about. Yeah.
And I don't think it's a good idea to be ripping it away from. I don't know. I may just give up on these and. Because it's not even sticking to the plate anymore. Just put this aside and wrestle with it later. I'm done. Just throw the whole damn thing.
That was a good call on that one because that was taking a lot.
Okay. So here's this one. We got another one, and I think we could, as long as we can still see our outline there, I think we could still be.
She's still really invested in this one.
Pulling up gold flares.
Yes, to fill in the lines.
Okay, this is another sticky one, but we're not going to do that right now. I'm kind of done with that too. Okay, well here's this, and I used a.
I will. I'll help her out here later.
Used one of the Era.
Oh. Pearlescent ones.
Yeah. White.
That's lovely.
It really kind of is, isn't it? I mean,
And that was second round on that.
Second round. Now, I doubt that I get any more.
Right.
I mean, it says that there's still some there, but it's BS.
Yeah.
Just clean that up and consider that. Here's another one. And this one, remember, it was the turquoise one.
I'm not going to tell you that.
Pulled it with turquoise, but look at that. That's the dark gold. Era dark gold.
Ooh, that one's cool looking. It looks fabricy.
doesn't it?
How did that end up being so?
Because remember, I've already pulled one here. I showed it to you, or did I not?
Yeah, a little bit. You kind of.
I went fast.
You went fast on that one. Said that, yeah, you'd come back to that later. Is this later?
Well, now, you know, I really should just do it while I've got them out there.
I feel like that should just be a PM, like 8.
You know, if I come across it, we should just do it right then because what the hey, I don't know where it went.
Piles. Piles be real. I thought you put it over that way.
Here it is.
I was paying attention.
This is what it was.
This one was also sent to me as it was being constructed, which was hilarious. If you know, you know. If you watched her put this out on the plate, there was a moment. She still doesn't get it.
I'll have to go back and look at it. Okay, so that's what happened, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about this right now, because this was my first. After I watched Carrie do his, I was really motivated. So I did this serpentine thing that goes on here, and isn't that cool? I mean,
yeah.
This is the brayer off that I cut off over here. Well, I didn't cut it off. I tore it off with the ruler. That was my nod to measuring. Now, I did do a bit of it, but you can see the little triangles that I put on there. For some reason, they didn't all come out the same. I don't know how those things happen, but
it's just how it works out for
how it works out. But look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? The pan pastels have an aspect to them that is non-replicable
by paint
otherwise.
Right. Because they're fluffy.
They're almost in between the flocking and paint. They're like flat flock.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I almost did, yeah.
Yeah. And then this is a pickup.
There was something that rhymed with all that. Yeah.
And that's also a pickup. I really like this branchy thing. I noticed Caleb was doing quite a few
circles.
Quite a few branchy things downstairs. Okay, so what do we have?
It was so funny. Did you notice his orange shirt today?
Yeah, what was the deal?
Well, it is. He goes, Caleb had colors on. Because he's always in black. Which is pretty funny. But he got it like secondhand. It's like kind of vintage. And I had said, oh, you look lovely in the orange. Yeah, it's nice to see him in something colorful.
It really does. It goes so nice with his skin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're getting a little bit pickup from there. And I think that we can do another one on top of this one.
Oh, yes, you can print on fabric. We have done it. We do not do it on stream because it requires, like, multiple people, and you got to kind of move. But we do have those videos. Mo put those in. Thank you very much. So, links to gel printing on t-shirts and then gel printing on tote bags. We need to do that again. We know more things now.
We do.
We have different stencils now.
We do. That we do. Okay.
But that's always an edited video. We will not do that on stream. I am not stressing out like that. Because
it's stressful enough.
Things can get
squirrely. The process
squirrely.
is stressful enough that you don't need to, yeah.
And it's not that you can't do it alone or whatever, but like for the, ease of videoing, it's nice to have like the three of us holding the camera, coming in, videoing.
One person taking
flipping.
It up, moving it while you're picking up the plate, holding the t-shirt down while you pull up the plate.
And you can see all that in the video. And then all of that happening in a nice, fast way that there isn't tons of editing that was required. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
And foam stamps. We have never done any foamy stampy business on just shirts.
We have not.
We should do that. Or tote bags. Yes, it's kind of an assembly line thing for the video purposes. A helper is helpful.
And actually, too. because that way you can have people taking stuff away while you're getting.
If you want multiple prints out of something, because
Yes.
you can, but you need to really kind of move it, because of timing. That is, I forgot about that. Did you, or I was telling Izzy that like somebody else had ordered it. That is so sweet, Gray. Gray was one of the ones that ordered one of Izzy's
Sherbert shirts.
She was very proud of that design and all of that. And she's a little upset with me that I did not order one right away. Yes. And we have the whole sublimation thing. I need to like get that all out and figure it out.
Okay.
We have some plans on redoing some things around here. Because we need to get rid of the little table. Because like you said, like, it just...
I know, and if we would utilize that space more better.
Or just not at all. That is not what she wants to hear. She doesn't... She likes, like, if something was in a space, that means that that space was designated as a space to receive things.
That's right.
Why?
Yeah. Now, this was done on tissue paper and then transferred to...
Hold it up into the
plate. I think it looks cool.
It looks very cool.
It's very old and ancient.
Oh, the ink pads. Because see, there's ink pads with the sublimation thing. And so we can stamp with our stamps and do the heat press sublimation. Because that ink is in a pad as well.
Okay. I think that would take...
Yeah.
I would be able to do that, creating a composition. I don't think that was quite as nice. That's the light gold. I really like that dark.
No worries, Sophia. None at all.
The dark gold rather than the light gold.
We're happy you're here.
Then this one is done with one of the Era.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Hold it up.
The
oh, yes,
pink.
because it has the violet. Or the... Yeah, it's violet.
You know, just little bitty interesting pieces. And I think I'm going to put those in with that other envelope, so. Because these little ones get lost.
Yeah.
And I really, they do have a place in things. They seriously do. Okay. Now, I don't have anything on these plates. Feel like messing with that. Okay, that's done, that's done.
Oh, and Carrie says when you stamp into the fabric, tip, don't overload your stamp as the fabric slide, you know, because it
has more squishiness.
It wraps up around in the edges of it. And that's why one of the things, like preparation in the fabric printing process is kind of key. Because if you have it on a board that's nice and tight, you get a little bit better, but you don't want to overstretch it either.
No, because then when you let it go back, and if it's stretched wonky, then your thing's wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's probably a fine line there. Okay, both of these are candidates for the book. This probably isn't. This, you know, if it didn't have that dark purple in there, it'd be part of Mariah's mermaid sort of stuff.
Oh yes, the one using Paula's ATCs, the Dinkra designs. Yes, Eddie has a video out with the ATCs that he created with those designs.
Okay, I'm gonna move the charcoal out of the way because I just don't want to. Everybody understands how we do that now.
Y'all got all that? Or does she need to do any other charcoaling?
Charcoaling. Okay, I have a whole bunch of back sides to do here, so it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna. Oh, here we need to get some. We need to get some paint on this little jobber because I think it's kind of interesting.
Lizzie Jean wants to know how the diamond glaze works. What are you talking about? Diamond glaze. She talking about maybe this stuff? Is this what she's talking about? Not that one, but you know what I mean.
Oh, black flash?
Either black flash or the one that actually has like the diamond on it. You know what I mean.
Oh, this one.
That one.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about this. It's okay, and it's a good paint to paint with. I just don't like it on. It doesn't work so well on the this thing. Okay, I do not want to use open. Oh hell no! I'll be here all day.
Oh, bye, Miriam. Question. I am new to texture paste. How can I add color to it after it is on the paper? Oh, that is a very good question. Now, it kind of depends on which texture paste that you have used. Some do better than others and take different mediums better than others. Our most favorite texture paste is the Light and Fluffy by the Crafter's Workshop. One of the things that you can do, you can even you can watercolor over it. You can use sprays on it. Sometimes you can wipe away some of it. If you leave it there, it will actually soak in.
You can brayer on it if you've got enough height.
You can, and then depending on, how smooth it is, or, obviously, however your texture pasting, that depends on what applications work best. The other thing that you can do is actually add color to the texture paste.
Yeah.
Some of the best things that work are the golden fluid, because they're so highly pigmented. Something to keep in mind there, though, is if you want shiny business to stay, it usually doesn't. You're better off just getting something like the stencil butters if you're really wanting shiny texture.
Yeah. Now the other thing, I agree that you can use, especially if you want to have a little more fluidity to your viscosity. But if you don't want to alter the viscosity, you want it to remain extremely stiff, use your heavy body paints.
Yeah.
Because that way they will.
True.
They're not going to dilute it down and make it soupy.
Yeah, soupy texture paste is not really texture paste anymore.
Yeah, and you're probably not going to be very happy with the results of that.
Yeah. All right, Ellen.
Okay. So I think I've got everything going here.
Oh, there you go. And Eddie put in his how he colors the texture paste.
Great.
There you go.
Because there's not a right or a wrong answer.
No, there's
what you need it to do.
And what do you have at hand? Just kind of, do some little tester swatches too, just to see what works best with whatever texture paste that you are using.
Yeah.
And with what you already have.
Turn that baby over and use that side. Okay. I don't know how many of you were here yesterday, but Mariah's.
I finished it and
it looks so.
I did a Instagram post. And I need to share that over to makers.
I want her to make me lip earrings.
Might do that this coming Monday. Or Thursday if you want to, let me have the camera for a few. Because I don't think it'll take all that long.
Well, you can have it all ready.
Yeah.
Prepped the stages. Yeah.
I could have it prepped up to the point where you guys saw what I did for the book. And then we can do the wah.
Okay, and here's the other thing. Because I found over here, I found the bugs that we did.
You want some bug earrings?
Yeah. No. I want lip earrings, but done like the bugs. on shrink stuff.
Oh, on the shrinky dink stuff. Did you find the shrinky dink stuff?
No, I don't know where it is. You have it.
All right.
Anyway, that's what I'm saying.
That's what she wants.
That's what I'm saying.
Now I want tacos. Brad's always up for tacos.
I haven't had tacos in a while. I would like some tacos.
You want to go to the place?
No. I just...
She lives a very charmed life, this one over here.
I do. Okay, I haven't used this in a while, and I have mended it.
This...
Because I yanked it up.
This is a Miriam stencil.
Up.
Yeah.
But I think this is...
Right? Or is this Paula or... It's Paula or Miriam. I can't remember exactly, because there were a lot of geometric ones coming out at the same time, so my little brain's like...
Yeah, and I'm just trying to see where my... Yeah, that's a tape one right there, see?
Mm-hmm.
So then I came and did the same thing over here. But that's the one that I yanked it up and ripped it up right away.
Sherry, I love it. I love that idea.
What is that?
She says, make a spreadsheet of where the stuff is stored.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. My problem is I'd probably just lose the spreadsheet.
Well, or she can't access it, and then she'd be mad because she can't find the spreadsheet.
Oh, you mean you're talking about on your computer? Oh, hell no.
Yeah. She needs a written log.
Then I need to have it up there, right, behind Mariah's head, so that I could look at it. Because if it goes in a drawer, it
that's awesome. Thanks, Carla.
Of the Christmas decoration.
Thanks, Paula. Oh, that one wasn't... Okay, so that was Miriam's. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't... It doesn't have to be super clean. I just didn't want those straight lines out there because I didn't know if they were going to match up to the rest of it. But I need to do some backs on some of my...
Oh, yes. Okay, so I just watched that today. I don't know why. Like, it took me 5 days to get to it, but sometimes, that's just how my life works, y'all. It ain't personal by any means. Christy Hartman, she made some ATCs, and she used some different stamps. One of them was Becky's Beads, and she used that sparkly, like my black sparkle embossing powder. She has some too. It looks so fabulous with those beads. May need to do something like that.
I know. It's just that my fingers anymore, the bead rolly business.
You aren't listening. You don't understand what's going on. That's okay.
I probably don't, but I don't know what I didn't see.
Becky's bead stamp. Becky's beads.
Stamps. Yeah. Okay. All I heard
the
is
strip.
beads.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, she is not on board with what I'm saying.
No.
They are rolling beads, but that's a different thing that's happening.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's that? Primary yellow. I don't think primary yellow.
Anyway, the ATCs worked out well. And she used the little baubles, is it baubles and stars, along with then the stamps from Estella that stamp into the little spots. Remember those? I think it just came out around Christmas time. So cute. It was weird how that one gold didn't stamp or didn't emboss as well. I did like it though. It was very sparkly, but it was chunky. And sometimes like when you're using smaller stamp, like more.
Yeah. You don't get the detail that
right,
you really.
You can't, yeah, the chunky
stuff doesn't give you detail.
Yeah. Oh, Mary Helen is getting SWL to come over to her studio and help her organize. That's very sweet.
It is.
This one over here, it just requires more therapy than because that's really what it's about. The organizing and the actual doing and where things go and all that's separate from the therapy sessions required to get to the point of letting things go, recognizing why we're keeping something, maybe why
I have
something
to be emotionally conditioned in order.
She has to be
trying to get this deadgum paint, you know, and I don't know if it's going to do it or not, but I think that's about it. That's going to be as good as it's going to get. Let's get some purple on this.
She loved that purple. Which purple was that? That was the.
Yeah, just a second. I'll tote it back out here. I don't like it as well as I thought I would because it's really hard to get it to have a nice finish. Seriously, it just
You saw I can't even get her out of the house with tacos. But there have been discussions. She's like a dragon sitting on her hoard of gold. She's not leaving it unattended.
That's right, because you never know.
You see,
Oh, this is kind of some wet stuff there.
It is. It's bumpy.
Well, that was from before. That was.
Oh. Yep, that 100%, Mary Helen. 100%. Not well. Actually, the thing is that they would be further away, but I would like to go to that too.
To what?
Bourbon tour. Because you know that one, the whiskey that we get, or bourbon. Is it bourbon? It is bourbon. They're not too far from, well, I mean, you know, everything in Texas is.
It's relative.
It's relative. Yeah, that stuff. Those
Garrison Brothers. Texas straight bourbon whiskey. 94 proof, 47% alcohol. It's a certified Texas whiskey. It's a single barrel. It's dang good stuff. Now, my favorite is the Ladybird.
Yeah, well, the Ladybird's also very, well, it was a small batch thing. I don't even know that you could get it anymore, but it was pretty pricey whenever we did get it.
See, they even tell you the barrel number.
It's real fancy.
And the bottle. And it's aged 3 years in oak.
But I think that's right outside of Austin, if I remember correctly.
Well, I kind of laid off the drinking when I started having this diverticulosis thing because we thought perhaps that might be a contributing factor. And, you know.
Mimi says, P, I'm with you. I stay home. It's too people-y out there.
Isn't that the truth?
I don't let her fool you. Don't
know when that people-y stuff is just going to get on your very last nerve. And you're going to say something that you're going to regret for the rest of your entire
Instead, we just live stream,
life.
And then I sit here on edge waiting for her to say things that I'm like, well, I'm going to have
to have Mariah have to reinterpret.
Yes.
Well, that's what I think that is a very good thing for, you know, y'all have to have a...
Ann says it's close to Fredericksburg. Ann's going to go with us. She didn't say that, but that's what I'm saying. Ann's going to...
Well, it's on her end of town. Trip. If we get tired, we can just spend the night at her house.
All right, we'll meet at her house. We are in Texas.
Let's wait for winter, okay? I'm not, and I know you aren't either, Ann, about where you know, I'm not going to be going on any protests in the
summertime
heat of the day
because it is getting hot and sweltery and
yeah.
And I mean it's muggy.
It's just not. It's not worth it. It makes me almost ill.
Well, it can. In fact, they sent the letter out saying, hey, make sure that you're hydrated. You understand, what heat exhaustion is. Like, they gave a long list of all the things that, acting appropriately, and also, what to do, what not to do.
Okay, that's looking simply lovely. And we're going to put this one right back down on here. And it's going to gray out the purple a bit.
I know, but this is why, it's hard to attract new folks and keep them around for a while until they get to know her. Right out of the barrel, she's, just kind of, you don't always know. But we know that those of y'all that stick around, hang out.
Hey, I can take it. People say things to me all the time.
I know that's right. But Mimi said that she knows it's your personality, and it's just
no. I am not.
We love
not,
you, Mimi.
I'm not an ugly person, but I can get ugly.
I think we all can get there at some point.
I try to start out, on the good side of things. Now look at that.
I hope so, Diane. I think so.
Isn't that just gorgeous?
That really is. That's lovely. Well done on that. I like the leftover from the purple. Did you tell the folks what the purple was? I don't know that we wrapped back around to that.
Forgot to do that.
Yeah.
Let me drag it out. Somebody said, I want you to say it rather than just show it, because sometimes I'm listening. Ultramarine violet. And you can see it's semi-transparent.
Hold that up further into, because it's a very interesting one. The schmaltz.
It does a lot like that one.
There's just a couple of paints that do that veiny kind of.
It doesn't. That's not how it works there.
But when you roll it out, it does. It does it with the brayer.
And it has a tendency to do that.
Bye, Monroe. Thanks for hanging.
Wavy stuff. It just does. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I want to get some yellow on this one, but and see how, that's how it presents. And I don't,
Should show them the schmalt. You got the schmalt there? Schmalt.
We put a little of that on here just for chiggles and grins.
Yeah, you got 40 minutes.
Schmalt.
And those of you that have come in, do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Otherwise, we don't know that you're here. We like to know that you're here. We're an arty friendly bunch of folks, even when we're kind of complaining about being grumpy.
Okay, well, we're just going to put this over the top of the purple because all I'll do is just make it blue-violet rather than red-violet. It's kind of listing towards blue-violet anyway. But see what happens right away? You see the striations?
Striations, that's
and it dries faster than you can say Jack Robinson.
It is.
You got to get down.
You got to move it.
Move it.
No lollygagging.
None. You can't. You don't even have time to say lollygag.
Unless you're in a rainforest. Maybe.
Or in wherever Fran
lives.
I swear to God, she's, has a 4 or 5 paragraph explanation for something,
talking about,
still pulls a print. And I'm going, oh my God. I'm just, having a heart attack.
The whole time we're yelling at her.
Oh my God, can you get that paper down on that plate? You are not going, it's going to be too dry. And she puts it down, it comes right up. And that just boggles my mind.
Striation, that's a real word.
Yeah, it is.
Diane's checking. That could be a PMism.
No, it's not. It really is.
That's legit.
It usually refers to the markings on the sides of rocks or other hard surface things. But, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Interesting, I think.
Yeah, that's about how it works here, Cynthia.
What?
It's just it takes a threat of bodily harm to get her organized.
Yeah. All right. So where are we here? Let's just recap for a minute. We've got recapping time.
Uh-oh. Things are sticking together over there. Okay.
I'm wrangling them apart. I really like this one too, but it's just so floppy and...
Yeah, you gotta... It's a high maintenance one.
It is. I really like this thing. I think I might have mentioned it.
You've been using that one a lot.
Make sure I get down the right side. I may just cut this up and give it up because I just, you know.
Well, it started out that way, you know.
It was hooked together, but I yanked it up and it pulls parts loose.
You were aggressive.
And so I've been mad at it ever since. Okay, dokie. Here we go. Now let's see what we've got here. I think what I want to do first off is I want to just go ahead and do what?
Diane, Messy Palette Diane. She says she's an old rock liquor picker here at the airport. Why is your bag so heavy, ma'am? Do you have rocks in it? She says, well, of course.
Okay. Yeah, hi guys. This is a little related story to that one. I went to my good friend's wedding in Trinidad. And it was right after, I don't know, maybe I think she got married when I was like a freshman in college. I don't know. But anyway, went to the wedding and stayed a week. And just, there were just people there that were really interesting. I mean, there was the sister of the husband, and then she had a cousin. He was really cute and really fun, and we just laughed until we peed ourselves. But one thing about Italian weddings, when you go to Italian weddings, there's lots of booze, but there's also lots of food. So, you know, as long as you keep eating,
right,
you don't get like totally blottoed. So we did get pretty, and we went out.
But you did your best.
We did our best. And so all three of us went on because they said, we know where we can get Trinidad bricks that have marked Trinidad. So we took a shovel and we went out in the midst of night, I don't know, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and dug up a brick from the street of Trinidad. And it's in Mimi's fireplace, right in the middle of her fireplace. But anyhow, when I got off...
Is her house still out there?
Yeah. So I came home on the bus because my ride had already left. They left me there. Okay. So I just kind of hung out with the parents there. We had a great time, and oh my God, the food was fabulous. I bet I gained 5 pounds in a week. Anyhow, came back on the bus because I lost my ride, but I got off the bus, and the police, the police chief would always meet the bus if there were some people getting off, because it was really late at night when I got there. So he would help you, get your luggage off and everything. He grabbed my things.
You have stolen
Oh my
brick.
God, what do you got in here, bricks? And I was just like, oh my God, how did he know that?
Calling about the bricks.
And I just kind of laughed and went on. But anyway, I was just glad, because it had that brick in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do, because we want to break up the straight lines on this, we're going to give it a little more organic feel, and we want something that is slightly, ever so slightly transparent. So I'm just thinking, let's go with a little old burnt umber light.
Ever After says her wife often says to her, can you get your rocks out of my car?
Oops.
This is Ever After, Catherine. Yes. So, my mother, this one over here, had this little Honda Civic. And I mean, that car was just, it was a great car. It really was. Like, you could just tote out.
It was a hatchback 4-wheel drive.
Yes. 1982, I think. It
was the first car that I ever bought.
Like, brand new car.
Brand new car.
She had it until it, like, pretty much just would not go anymore.
Yeah, we replaced the clutch.
Twice.
And the last time I took it in, the mechanic said, don't bring it back here to me anymore. I'm done.
Because you had to, like, take the, like, it wasn't an easy, it was a Honda. And it wasn't easy, like, to replace the clutch.
Especially when it was a 4-wheel drive.
That's right. I kind of remember
Complicated matters somewhat.
Anyways, it had all kinds of little places and, you know, like, plastic floor mats and everything. So she'd just carry around just junk. Things that she would find.
Yeah, but then on the dashboard, it had this little indentation thing. Here.
It's just perfect for, you know, all the little rusty things that you pick up. And then, so they would make me take her car sometimes when I was learning to drive and go and hang out with my friends. And I got sick of them asking me what all the stuff was. So I would round it up and, like, you know, put it somewhere else. And she would get irked at me because I would take her stuff and put it, like, you know, either in the glove box or just, you know, in the garage somewhere. Because I was, oh, that's lovely. Yeah. All the rusty metal things that required, like, tetanus shots. Hello, Chiquita. It's a great little car. It really was. Like, it was big enough, like, had a tall enough ceiling and stuff in it that you could haul, like, taller things. And then the back, you know, and it would lay down, like, flat, which was great.
And you could put, you know, you didn't have to lift up and over like in trunks because
it was a perfect height. It really was.
It just opened up right there. That hatchback opened
for
up.
Short people, which we are short people. This is a consideration that not all people need to have.
Do you remember the time that we had the race? Your dad took his Mazda, and I took, and we drove across Oklahoma.
No.
And raced in the cars. Mm-mm. And he didn't pass me until we actually reached Holly. But we were racing. I just kept cutting him off, pulling in front of him, so he couldn't pass me.
I don't know if that was very good parenting.
Yeah, well, probably wasn't. Oh my gosh, check this out, ladies and gents. Look at how cool that looks.
Oh. So how did that happen? Because you put down the which one? And that puckered just so beautifully.
It did.
Speaking of rocks, it looks like rocks.
Yeah, this is it here. But this was the first one that I pulled with the stencil still on.
I did survive, Eddie. Thank you for noticing.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. My children practically raise themselves, I must say. They're kind of, it's amazing they aren't more feral than they are. Because they were just left to their own devices, seriously. I was busy doing other things.
My father did a lot of mother henning. It's okay.
Yeah, he carried that to the, yeah. They didn't need a mother, they had the hen.
Yes.
Clucking around and, and we used to, I just used to say, my God, you're just going to have to let them, you know, be children and fall down and make mistakes and that sort of thing. Well, that wasn't his parents' parenting style. And most of our arguments about child rearing, of course, Nathan just went off and did his own thing anyway. He didn't care.
Yeah. I got a lot of the henning.
Yeah.
I was overly henned. Mm-hmm. Boy, Diane, she's after it. That's funny. Well, see, mine was the opposite there, Eddie.
What?
He says he's the product of an overprotective mother and a distant father. Mine would have been the other way around. Totally overprotective daddy, and you were just kind of like, whatever, as long as you're not, you can come to me if you were bleeding.
Yes.
And it better be like, hospital in need of, not just a Band-Aid or whatever, because that doesn't.
Yeah, you know where the Band-Aids are, just take care of it.
Yeah.
And pour some of that red stuff on it first.
Hey, Deacon, we showed the book.
Don't think they ever did that. Mariah was a grody little kid.
Mm-hmm. I was.
Doesn't this look spectacular? Just so matches up to everything. Okay, what time is it? Okay. Good portion of time here to be mucking about. Okay, I'm thinking I'm going to...
Yeah, so go back and see the beginning, and Pete showed it, and hopefully don't mind her when she says things that she says. And
what?
Tegan's here.
Oh!
So I was apologizing for you being all like, well, I'm going to change this, that, the other. We kind of assumed that it was sort of blank canvas, but...
Well, but I did mention the things that I absolutely loved, like the stiffness of the cover and your stitching it together. I love the way you did it. It touches my heart, and if I were going to do that for myself, is exactly how I would do it. And I don't know how you did that, but Mariah says she can find me videos that because what I really want to do is I really want to take that book.
She says change whatever you want. Okay.
I want to do things in it because number one, I love the craft paper.
She's like, well, maybe this is my book, and I'm like, you have to bind some of those pages, and it's a multi-volume situation anyway. So, and she loves to make little sets of books, like they belong together. So it actually works out perfectly, because I think that there's more than enough to make multiple books. Yes. She was just using up recycled materials. Wonderful. It really is fabulous.
It is. It's super cool. And here's what I was thinking about on the cover. I'm thinking about using, the technique that I did vinyl with?
Yeah.
Since it's a really stiff cover and it's not
it'll hold up.
Hold up, and it's not going to pop off.
Yeah.
Because that's what you have to worry about with that stuff is if it's wiggly or whatnot, it can't actually come loose from the tissue paper. Okay, I'm going to consider that done. All right. I don't know what this one is, but I do like this one.
This is Aromatic Musings by Yolande. Devin Rex for art. The edges have been altered. Please note that she did that to the edges. Yours would not come like that.
Okay, I think this would be quite nice on the back side of this. And this is going to have to be mucked up a bit because it's way too clean. But I don't know what to do with that right now. So we're just not going to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we've got some raw umber here.
I did see that, and I think about 3 or 4 different people sent me messages and emails. So I vaguely remember one of them using that.
Using what?
A curved needle for that type of binding.
Oh, yes, we have curved needle in the needles that were sent.
Oh.
And I don't know what I did with those either.
Bye, Sophia.
Okay, I'm using burnt and burnt light and burnt. I'm using raw umber and burnt umber light.
Yeah, see? You mix them together and it's perfect. Well done. That was a cooking joke.
looks like chocolate, doesn't it?
It does, and I'm very hungry. Oh, how's that going, Lizzie Jean? No worries. I will tell you, it has been kind of nutty. Those of you that have placed orders that are international, customs has been moving very slow. I don't know why. There's no real true rhyme or reason. But it has been noticeably slow.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, you need to move along there. Yeah, it got furry. See that? That's paper. In those little grayish areas, that's paper.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think there's just kind of been a readjustment with things, and people are getting like used to the new paperwork because we've got new paperwork. I would assume that maybe that's some of it.
What did you mean, paperwork?
Well, so they've changed like before we didn't have to go in and adjust like the length of like whenever. Okay, so whenever it lists out the different stencils, right? We have to go in and adjust. It has to be like 30 characters now. And then we have to click this other box. And then it's kind of interesting because UK paperwork is much different than, say, Australia at this point, which is interesting because it used to be about the same. There wasn't a lot of difference there. They require the country code on the phone number now, which they didn't before. So they're just being more particular. Bye, Cheryl. Thanks for hanging.
Okay, basically, I'm just grabbing pages that I have back here that need the back side printed because we talked about that the other day. And, you know, they don't all have to have something on them, but I do want at least one layer of kind of some kind of something.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be out of this world, fantastic something. Although this really is out of this world, fantastic something. Speaking of, look at that.
Look at that. That looks really cool.
Doesn't it? And it looks so good with the other side.
You know what it looks like? So whenever in woodworking, it's like it's like a tiger wood or something, but when when they like or sand it down, buff it, polish it.
It's the grain of the wood.
Yes, and then it's real slicky,
through.
and then they put that high lacquered finish on it. Dang it, where's Anthony when we need him? Jeez, that was really difficult.
We got some wood-related issues here, Anthony. Where the hell are you?
Yeah, where are you, Anthony?
Walking the dogs. All right, so we're going to get a little schmaltz out here and put that on the back of this brown because it'll make the brown really nice. I'm using a slightly bit more than I did the last time because I think I kind of ran out of oomph.
Pearl. Yes, that's the other thing that they've gotten a little more crazy about. In fact, I think that's why one package came back not too long ago, because if a person doesn't put their full name. Yeah, they don't like initials or anything like that.
Well, what's up with that?
Well, they just want to know that it's like a legit person, I guess. I don't.
Well, a lot of times in the address, I put PR.
Well, don't do that. Mess people up. Especially if your stuff's coming from elsewhere. Quarter sawn oak. Alice says.
Oh, yeah.
Olive wood also looks like that when oiled. Paula says. Kim says tiger wood sounded accurate. Thank you, Kim. I sometimes sound like I know what I'm talking about.
And then sometimes she actually does.
And sometimes I do. I do love me some building materials. That looks fabulous together. So that was the mixture, right? Of the
This was
brown,
a small blue over raw umber.
But was that the mix? The raw umber plus the burnt sienna?
No.
Okay, just the raw.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Yes. They were mixed in together.
And then that was a well done brown. I did it again.
No, it wasn't. It was raw.
I know, but you mixed raw and burnt together, so therefore it's well done.
Aha. Okay, well.
That won't be the last time I do that.
So I'm going to put a little bit of schmaltz onto that, which probably is going to make it kind of greenish, but I'm okay with that. Just really getting into this small blue. It's just such an interesting color. It really, honestly is. Now, if you want to up it a little bit, up its ante a little bit, then you can come over here and you can pull in something like indanthrine, as you can see, it's in the purple blue family. But remember, I have mixed the airbrush medium with this because it was just it didn't come out very good. And I knew there was still lots of paint still in there, so. This was the brayer dance.
Number, that's funny. Alice says that quarter sawn is also called tiger oak, but it is not a different species, just sawn at an angle, giving it its stripes. Yes, and I think, now that you say that, it's more expensive because there's more weight. Basically, like, in order for you to get that cool thing, it's really not the most efficient way to cut the log, I think. Is that right?
There would be more waste. It's like cutting fabric on the bias.
Right. Mo's very good at sending some funny things with packages. That is true. Oh, wow. Look at that.
You couldn't have predicted that.
No.
Seriously.
No.
Okay, we're going to put this down and pick it up. The rest of whatever we have here. I think it will be interesting. I'm using up a lot of papers today because everything just seems to be really wet.
It was pretty humid. And we haven't been running the AC so much. Because it's been overcast today. That's funny. Well done. Who knew Schmaltz was going to be the winner today?
Big
the finisher.
the finisher. Because you don't just want them like yellow.
Layers, layers, layers.
Layers, layers, layers.
Please keep in mind, the timing in between those layers of drying affects the
F is the result. F is the onto.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed saying that.
Yes, you did.
I'm looking for my
and what I mean by that is it's not that, hey, you should let that dry. Well, depending on how dry it is,
how dry
those layers are going to interact with one another in different ways.
Yeah, I don't want that one. That one.
Just some stuff to kind of keep in mind. So whenever you're like, oh, well, you know, this happened before in a certain way. Well, it may or may not happen that way again, simply because of the amount of dry time in between.
True that.
So don't be like heartbroken about it.
This is sticky right now. I mean, it's not like totally, you know, there's any paint coming off, but it's not totally dry either.
Oh. Well, that's very interesting. Are they waterproof, Sherry? Now she's in the shower, though, and I'm asking her questions. Now she has to get out and want to know about that. Because I've thought about that I'm sometimes sad that I have to pause my stuff. Because I am consuming media pretty much, you know, 24/7.
I just changed my mind right in the middle of the...
Right in the middle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness, yes. Ah. It brings a new meaning to our chatty folks are keeping it clean in the chat, meaning keeping themselves clean.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sherry's in the shower. Ever After's in the bath. I don't know about Diane.
Look at that. Isn't that wonderful?
That's lovely.
And then this side, just enough on there to knock off that, you know, eye-stopping yellow.
Yes. Isn't it? Eye-stopping yellow.
Eye-stopping yellow. Okay, let's see what else we've got back here that we can. Okay, well, this is definitely a little on the cheerful side.
I'm gonna knock that about.
Let's take care of that.
You got 10 minutes to, you know, take it from cheery to dreary. She can do it.
I think I can do it in that length of time.
I feel like you can.
I feel like that is not going to be a problem. Okay, so basically, this is why I go to this. Okay? Transparent red iron oxide is going to tame down the green. And it's going, the blue is probably going to go a little to the brown. But then the other colors out here are going to be kind of peachy, I'm thinking.
Yeah, peachy keen.
Don't worry, I have a new bottle of this. Over yonder.
I love that. I wonder if Brad would change ours.
Change what?
People naming their Wi-Fi, you know, because you got to log into it or whatever. If you but it lists, like, it'll show up if somebody was like in the neighborhood or you're next door or you visiting and then you show up on their, you know, the different Wi-Fi's will show up. Now, if you don't have the password, you can't get into it, but people get clever.
I know. Remember the bakers next door? I didn't know that I was doing it. I mean, honestly.
Were you on their Wi-Fi all the time?
I was, and they wondered why theirs was so slow.
Because she has like 20 things open and streaming on all sorts of things, and it's Freona.
I told John, I said, John, when I finally figured it out, what was happening.
You fessed up.
Uh-huh. He thought it was hysterical.
Well, you know what? Shame on them, though, for not having that password protected. That's on them.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back in the day.
So Pam, Ginger Cat Lady, hers is named Virus Carrier.
Virus Carrier. Just...
Oh, that's good too, Tammy. I don't know if y'all want me to know all this, but I mean, again, if people don't have a password, they can't get into it.
That was, I bet people would kind of say, well, let's not.
Sweet tea, I like that.
Hop in on that one. That might be some.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Ooh, well done.
Now, see, it went from, like...
Yeah, happy slappy to...
Happy slappy to, Yeah,
and it transferred.
Forest at night.
Diane's is called Get Your Own.
Get Your Own. That's the name of her.
Yeah.
Well, that's,
Uh-huh.
We can pull up a little spookiness there.
Oh, that was good too.
Yeah.
Just keep adding those layers, y'all.
Keep adding those layers and look at the edge of this.
Oh, that's
paper.
great. Pam's fun.
Okay, I'm retiring this paper because I think I can definitely bring that into some cool stuff. All right, let's use a different color here. Just real bored with all of these same.
So Mimi was staying at an apartment, at a hotel near an apartment at one point in time, and their Wi-Fi was named Bathroom Camera. That's creepy. Yeah.
That kind of make you pause for a little bit there. Okay, I'm trying to find a color here that is going to be.
How did it name itself? Green Flamingo. That's great. That's got flair. Y'all are very clever. Great. Y'all are funny.
All right, I have decided we are going to go with quinacridone nickel. And then I'm going to shoot a little diazonine purple out here in the fluid acrylic.
Okay.
And mix these two together.
Okay, you got 5 minutes to do it, Patricia.
Okay. Moving right along.
Mm-hmm. I foresee a lot of people renaming their Wi-Fi this evening. They're like, oh, let's get clever. If y'all don't know, orange and purple, you can really never mess that up. Just so you know.
Okay, now this is a little bit stronger than I wanted it to be.
Yeah, you need to put something first and then...
Basically, what I'm going to do here...
Stop.
Is put this back down.
Okay. Love it. Aw, that's really sweet. So I think that's a good thing to ask for sure. So hands up who is feeling kind of meh at the start of the stream, and hands up of those who might be who are mightily cheered up now. Me. That's when she started out real cranky.
Yeah, I don't know why I was feeling so.
I'm telling you.
I just, some things didn't go exactly the way I wanted them to, and I don't know why that puts me in a funk sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'm like, I don't care. But I was just like, I really wanted that to work out differently.
Yeah. Ooh, that's cool.
Okay.
So, super combo. Bramble Branches by Lucy Ames and Aromatic Musings by Yolande, Devin Rex Farrar. Those are some winner chicken dinner combos. Then you throw in a Neuro by PM Art Studio by Brad. And then you got a super trio. Woot woot, y'all. And look at all those pinky hands. Oh, I love y'all. I'm telling you.
Okay. Now, we just added another. I mean, it's not anything.
It's subtle.
Yes, but it's there. It's adding interest. And I've even got a piece of the metallic that fell off of the other one.
The chunk.
A chunk down there in the corner. But, I think that's really... And the reason this looks like it does is because, number one, it's a brayer off. And then it was a
flop off.
Yeah. And then a color off.
Yeah. A color off. That's a new one.
I'm probably going to go ahead on this one. I don't know. Add maybe some green. Definitely green.
I think you should kind of leave it the way it is. But I think we should end the stream.
Oh, I think we're close enough that we can.
Yeah. I think you should think upon that.
Don't
make rash decisions at the very end.
Rash decisions. No rash decisions. Let's look at this. And how absolutely fantastic
that really did turn out quite lovely. I love the blue speckledy business.
I know.
You couldn't that you can't plan.
No.
For reals.
And to repeat it, not.
Yeah.
But lovely greens in there. Check that out, Mo. Look at those greens.
Lizette says she loves Tuesday so much because we get so tweaky.
We get tweaky.
That's what we name it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think and this side going to this, see, you kind of think about that. And
there you go. All right, my Arty friends, we shall be back here on a Thursday. We will have some thoughts. Hopefully, I've got faces and whatever will be a little nicer and whose it was.
Well, I read a little thing about, emotional intelligence.
Let me circle back around to that. I always like that as a topic.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyway.
Love you.
Like a
fun haul.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I do think